Hey everybody, it is October 30th, and a lot of stuff going on around the house. The guys are washing potatoes and carrots to cut up for the soup for tomorrow. Just a second. Max, можно дай мне 10 minut in teenage da, this problem? He was getting ready to use one of the, nee, 10 minut at the pocket. Nee, это... So, just to kind of get... Да, может быть, если это тихо, да. The guys are getting ready to cut up the potatoes and carrots to go into the soup. So we kind of wash them, make sure all the dirt is off, and then we have like a potato slicer with different measurements, and they slice it up. And it makes it really quick and easy for the soups. Because things have gotten so expensive here, everything is twice as expensive. We've had to really watch how we're taking care of things. Usually we would use our carrots and onions and potatoes a little bit further on in the season, the winter season, but we're using them now to do our soups. And hopefully things will kind of get back on track. It's just much more expensive. Anyway, the guys are working on that soup stuff. Mark has been working on the window frames for the screen on the inside of the pavilion, because there was one or two pieces that somehow got lost over the past year or so. And I'll have to go touch up a little bit of the blue around that, because I thought the inside piece would be as wide as the outside piece, but it's not. It's half that. So there's a few places where I didn't paint the blue further enough in, so I'll have to do that. But what I'm doing today is I'm finishing conserving or canning apple butter. And this is my second pot, the bigger pot, and we had a pretty good harvest of apples. We ate some, and then we've cooked up a bunch for the apple butter, and that's kind of a popular thing here, so I'm doing quite a bit of it this year. So this one I've been heating it pretty slowly, but today I'm heating it a little bit faster just to get it hot enough. I've had the pilot light on in the oven, sterilizing the jars and the lids, and I just turned that off because it's kind of noisy. But this is looking really good. It's thickened up well. I learned quick that I only put like maybe 1 cup of water in this pan when I put the apples in, just to keep it from burning when the flame is first turned on. But the apples eventually make their own juice, and that way I don't have to try and burn off as much liquid. So I'm going to pull out some jars and lids, and they got pretty hot. Warm. So I kind of use the same setup that I do, you know, my funnel that is specifically for the jars. This it pours really well, and this to help keep stuff from dripping all over the place. And then just fill them up. Because it's a little bit thicker, I do it a little bit higher on the funnel mark than I normally would with some other things. I did that one too much. That's why I got a spoon here. I've been changing a lot of my jars out to the screw-on lids. About every couple of years you have to replace the lids, but I think that they seal better. They don't pop as often. They're reusable. And then we go ahead and turn that off. And again, like a lot of the other things that I conserve, I'm going to turn this around just to make it a little bit easier. On top of the lids, I'll mark the year, and then I'll put an A and an M for jablka maslo, or apple butter. And it's definitely, like I said, one of the favorites here. The guys work for a whole day to cut up all the apples. Some of our apples, the green ones and yellow variants, they stayed harder, so we were able to use the machine that we bought in America up at Apple Hill in California. And it peels it, slices it, cuts it up all in one thing. But the last set, this set, was a lot of our other red ones. And we had to do them by hand. So the guys are a little bit slow at that. They're used to using a knife, not a peeler. So I kind of jumped in and I peeled a lot of it, and then they used the core and then sliced it in pieces. So, let's see, these are two specific different ones. Just set the lids on here.
Doing it.
What do you don't feel like doing?
I don't feel like doing the work that I had before me today.
Yeah.
Now you gotta do it all over again.
No. Mark's got a number of projects that he wants to get done, but he kind of doesn't want to work today. We all kind of go through that occasionally. He was getting the like I said, the framing on the inside of the pavilion windows for the screen back in place, and then cutting a few pieces for some that kind of disappeared. When I got ready to work on the pavilion and I took all those down, I labeled them by each window, had a letter, and then it had T for top, B for bottom, R for right, and L for left. But I noticed that there was a couple pieces missing, and so he's reproduced those today. So that's kind of the first set, and I've got quite a bit more here to do, but it'll be boring just to sit and watch me do this, and the guys need to get work on cutting the potatoes and carrots. Let me see if I can show you that machine. So here it is on the wall. So we put a specific blade in here, and and it all comes out. So it makes our job much easier. We don't have to hand cut with a knife every single potato and carrot for the soup, and you know, we cook a lot, so it's kind of nice that we've created these processes. Mark's really good about thinking about that. How can we do it easier, you know, especially since we're mass producing things. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video doing some apple butter this morning.